Yeah. Ugh. I wonder why that keeps popping up. That's like the third time now that this broadcasting thing has popped up. It must Rolodex it through a lot. Anyway, what's going on, guys? It is IceLikeCoop88, also known as Steve, and I'm gonna be playing me some Path of Exile. I figure why not? I'm doing a lot of character building. I got an hour or two to kill. Got stuff done early, so I'm rather pleased. So I'm gonna just do some character building. As you guys can tell, I have a lot of frickin' characters. Now, for those that have not played Path of Exile or don't own an Xbox One, Path of Exile is a free-to-play multiplayer game. Oh, clapped a little louder than I wanted to. Sorry, didn't mean to scare anybody. Path of Exile is a free-to-play game, free-to-play action RPG. It's made by Grinding Gears. Or it's Grinding Gear Games. I think it's Grinding Gear Games. Hang on, let me scroll back here because that's the name of the studio. Somewhere. Oh. Never mind then. But yeah, this was originally PC, and then this got transferred over to the Xbox One, and now it's made its way recently onto PlayStation, so I've been excited playing through this. This game has gone through multiple expansions, and more will probably be released as time goes on. But this game, you start off with 7 classes. The Scion, which is the 7th class, is not unlocked until you beat Act 3 of the main campaign, or story, whichever you want to call it. You know, the first 3 acts. And this game is very interesting. If you're a big action RPG fan, this has a little bit of something for everybody, which is great. But I want to more or less focus with you guys on the basic classes that we have. And I'll just roll through each of my character highlights. So you essentially have the first 6. 3 hybrid classes and 3 purist classes. And I'll Synapsis, which is, you got like standard, but then you got Synapsis. This is the default league. There are challenge leagues, by the way. These leagues are pretty much just whatever. You know, you can do a league or you can do solo, and you can enact like solo play where you can just basically play by yourself and stuff. But there are 6 classes, other than the Scion, which you unlock later, and is the most versatile class. I mean, it has equal stats across all the board. So you've got strength, dexterity, and intelligence. And those are all the classes, or class archetypes. Now, the way this game works is, as you level up, even like, you know, increasing your intelligence and attributes, that's also done in the skill tree, which I'll show you guys as I'm leveling up, because I got a couple of characters I want to level up and get through. Now, after the Ascendancy DLC or update, you now have 3 subclasses for each character. So let's first go with the purist classes, and we'll show those. So you have the Marauder, who represent. I'm speaking faster than my brain's going faster than my mouth can process. You have the Marauder. The Marauder is your strength-based character. That's more your tanky type character. And his subclasses, or ascendancies as they're called in the game, are the Berserker, which is high risk, high reward, high damage, low defense. Pretty standard for tanky characters. The Juggernaut, which is your more tanky or defense-based character. And then you have what's called the Chieftain, which buffs fire damage and totem damage, etc. And also increases, fire attacks that you can use, whether it be melee or gives fire damage to your melee attacks. There we go. So that's your pure strength class. Then you have the Ranger. The Ranger is your pure dexterity class, and she's pretty much the archer. She's the archer character in this game. You can make it to where she can use regular weapons, but a lot of builds and a lot of people that I've seen just keep her strictly at ranged combat, because obviously being the rogue character, quote unquote, or one of the two aside from the Shadow, which is over there on the left between the Marauder and the Templar. I'll get to him in a second. So she's essentially your squishy ranged character. You use her to fight at a distance, and she uses more like the green-based gems, because there are three. Because the way that you acquire skills is through what's called skill gems, and those are basically the things that give you your abilities in the games. And I'll show that as I'm playing the game, guys. As I'm playing a little bit, so. You got the Ranger, pure dexterity class, very much your ranged character. Surprisingly, very effective and deadly. Just make sure enemies don't get close. And then, for the intelligence, you have the Witch. Which arguably, for a lot of people, is their personal favorite. I've seen dozens of builds around this character. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me just do these by ascendancy classes too. So the Marauder is your pure strength character, Chieftain, Berserker, and Juggernaut. Ranger is your pure dexterity class, and she has Pathfinder, Raider, and Deadeye. Deadeye being more... Deadeye focuses more on your ranged attacks, piercing damage, etc. That's basically your strong, archer class. Ascendancy Raider. Raider is your buff expert, increasing, movement speed, damage, attack speed, etc. And then you have Pathfinder, which is more, it boosts the... elements or damage boosters and whatnot that you get from your flasks. Now, the Witch is everybody's favorite, very much the more magical-based class, other than the Templar and the Scion, so to speak. And you can do a lot of versatile, magic-based builds with her, and she very much can be a glass cannon. You definitely have to focus more on energy shield, on energy over-shielding with her. But she's a great spellcaster class. Can be good for ranged, can be good for melee. Very versatile character if done correctly. And her subclasses are actually the best ones, and why a lot of people do a lot of builds with the Witch. She has the Necromancer, which is pretty self-explanatory because you do get minion summons in this game, which already anybody that knows me playing Titan Quest and, Diablo 3 and whatnot, I love playing minion classes. So that's extremely fun with the Necromancer. She has Elementalist, which boosts her magical-based spells and elemental spells. As well as summoning elemental golems, and that's just fun in and of itself, creation-wise. And then you have the Occultist, which can boost skill gems that require curses and what's called chaos damage, which chaos damage is basically just pure magical damage, almost almost like a much deadlier version of poison. So right there, she's already probably the best, and she's probably already the best, if not my recommended starter class for anybody that wants to maybe kind of feel this game out. The Witch is a good character to kind of do that with, because she's got a lot of good versatility to her that makes her pretty great. Now, I'll move away from the Witch, and I'll talk about the Duelist. We'll get into the hybrid classes. Now, the Duelist is a combination of strength and dexterity, so he takes attributes from the Marauder and the Ranger. Very much a dual-wielding, very strong, very quick melee class. I'm still experimenting with him, but, you know, he's proving to be a pretty versatile character and has a lot of potential. So if you like a melee-heavy class, or maybe like mixing it up, maybe doing a little bit of melee and a little bit of ranged, especially like on the archery side, this character is very good for that. It's like the best of both worlds. And he has 3 ascendancy classes. He has Slayer. Slayer is your two-handed weapon specialty, boosts a lot of damage, life leech, etc. Could be made tanky, but pretty much no different from the Marauder's Berserker. You have Champion, which is your more tanky class with him, and that's actually the one that I'm going to be working with in a second when I pop in the game to play it. So, that'll have like Fortify, make your character tanky, Inspire your allies, increase like their attack speed, damage, etc. And then you have the Gladiator. The Gladiator is your one-handed weapon your one-handed to dual-wielding specialist. So, as you can clearly tell with the Duelist, very melee-heavy specialty class, with maybe some stuff in between. Now we move on to the Shadow. The Shadow is your rogue character, very much authentic rogue character. And he combines intelligence and dexterity, so he can very much be played as an archer character, as well as he's surprisingly as well as doing some spell casting. So archery and spell casting are really good with him. You can't do a minion build quite like the Templar or the Witch specifically, but you can still add some minion-based abilities, make him work in that kind of fashion. Surprisingly, not the worst attack character. His accuracy is pretty good with melee weapons. His archery skills are phenomenal. I'd put it right close to the Ranger, more so than the Duelist. So, a very fun character to experiment with certain builds with, around intelligence and dexterity. Now, he has 3 classes. He has the Assassin, which focuses more on crit damage, crit chances, and maybe applying some poison or increasing the damage of poison effects and whatnot. So, pretty standard class. High damage and high chance of damage. Pulling in the clutch, if you will. You have Trickster. Trickster is just essentially a wild card class. That's the class where it's like, essentially like, faking out the enemy and then side flanking them and whatnot, just like the class implies. You can... It's just... There's no real way to describe it. I'd have to show you the skill tree, but it is very much quintessentially the wild card character ascendancy. And then you have Saboteur, which focuses more on doing damage with your mines and traps. Setting up traps, setting up mines, all that. Like, all the lie in wait kind of, strategic planning. So, not bad. Not a bad character. His ascendancies are not quite the best. At least in my opinion, but he's not a bad character to play as overall if you want that kind of mixture. And then you have probably my second favorite character, which is the Templar. The Templar is a combination of strength and intelligence, so very much can do a lot of damage with totems like the Marauder or the Duelist to a certain extent, and he does a lot of the minion damage that the Witch would have, but on a much lower scale. So it's like lower scale totem and minion damage, which you're thinking, well, that's which I'm sure you guys are looking at and you're like, well, that's not really meaning much, Steve. Spellcasting, minion damage plus totem damage. This guy is going to be probably the most versatile character that, because if you have minions and a totem going down and you're doing spellcasting, this is the character that's going to make some enemy hordes, if you build them correctly, crap their pants in fear. Like, he's very much the paladin character, which is ironic since he is the Templar character. But his 3 ascendancies are also pretty decent. They're my second favorite aside from the Witch. He has the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor focuses more on how much damage he does on an effect that his character does called Consecrated Ground, which boosts his stats and does damage or holy damage or fire damage, to enemies. It also boosts his elemental and spellcasting damage. So, could be made tanky, could just be a glass cannon character, very versatile. Then you have the Guardian. The Guardian very much is, your buff specialist. Your... Oh. Sorry guys, I got distracted for a second. I just had a bird fly by my window. I was like, what the? And then I saw it was chasing a fly that's outside. It's either inside or it's outside. I think it's outside. That's crazy. I should have taken a picture of that. That was actually kind of cool. Sorry, I don't mean to get interrupted here, but that took me back. I wasn't expecting that. I'm looking over, I'm like, man, that bird's really close to my window, and then it's like, oh, it's chasing the fly that was in my room earlier that squeezed in the windowsill and is now in the gap between my window and the outside window. It was kind of funny. I'm like, please don't let it... Ever since I saw Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds as a kid, I always get nervous that birds are going to randomly attack me for no reason. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So the Guardian, it boosts your minions. It'll boost some of your minions' damages. It's your buff expert. Just generally like a buff magnet. Any of the stuff from your Duelist, your Witch, your Ranger, your Marauder, Shadow, etc. Any buffs that those characters get, the Guardian essentially spreads that out to everybody, including himself. So it's essentially basically a super buff character, as well as boosting, minion damage if you want to go solo. So it's pretty good. It's great. It's a pretty good, versatile class. And then you have probably the one that I'm most curious to test out, which is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is basically going to boost your totem damage. It'll actually has a couple of boosts that can increase the number of totems that you can have out at one time. Actually, for example, if you use the Holy Flame totem, rather than putting one down, it'll put 2 or 3. So you're talking about multiple enemies and crowd control. And, boosting a lot of other different aspects of that, dealing with your totems, dealing with your mana regeneration and whatnot. So it's very much your stationary gun or your, make a last stand, class, which is pretty cool in and of itself. So with that, that's all of them, guys. And the Siren, who's not pictured here, your siren is basically strength, dexterity, and intelligence are equal with her. She's obviously, you unlock her after chapter 3. And with good reason, because she is the most OP'd character out of the 7 classes, because she's that versatile. And a lot of people like doing minion setups with her, setting her up like the witch. A lot of people like doing duelist. And some like doing a combination of both. I mean, if I ever get the chance and I get to do another video and I get to showcase her, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about, because I'm already excited. So let's cancel out of this. So, as you guys can tell, I've got each character set up, and I'll tell you which ones I have for which. Willow Stormleaf is my Deadeye Ranger. Philip DeCastis is my Guardian. I'll just, rather than tell the names, I'll just tell the Ascendancy classes that I'm going to do with these characters. So, Deadeye, Guardian, Elementalist, Saboteur, Necromancer, Pathfinder, Champion, Juggernaut, Assassin, Occultist, Trickster, Chieftain, Hierophant, Berserker, Raider, Slayer, Inquisitor, and Gladiator. So, and also with the Scion, she has only one Ascendancy class, which is called the Ascendant, and it's basically, you can choose buffer parts from each of the Ascendancy classes of these characters, like take certain attributes. So, it's essentially making her much more OP than she already is. And so I think we're going to play as Dracul. Dracul is my Berserker Marauder that I'm building. So we're going to play as the Marauder, and I'll show you guys how this works. Now, I was watching guide walkthroughs. You have 3 different things. You have evasion, armor, and energy shield. Armor is for your more tanky characters. And as you can see, there are skill and energy shield. My character, which I'll show you, energy shield is that little blue line covering his health. That's basically just like an extra buffer shield. And that's going to be very interesting, because I was told that it's not a buffet. You have to pick strictly one or the other, because it messes up everything else. 2 ring slots, and then you got the Coral Amulet, which I'm keeping because that has life regeneration effects. And I'm going to change out these mana flasks and life flasks eventually when I get better ones. You can dual wield, and when you dual wield, obviously, it picks it, and you have like a secondary weapon class that you can ship to. I've not done that with any of my characters. I kind of don't see the point. But you have gem classes, so like since my Marauder is red, it focuses more on strength. So we've got Cleave and we've got Reckless Support. Yeah. And of course we've got Ground Slam. And of course green. Green represents Dexterity, blue Intelligence, and then they have white ones. The white gems are just basically whatever color gem you want to put in there. It's not color-coded, which I think is great. So I need some boots and I need some gloves. Hopefully I'll find something. And of course Scrolls of Wisdom are going to be my currency. Set up my character points here. So this is great. And of course showing my character stats, so I've got 14 intelligence, 14 dexterity, but 32 strength. Now something that I was told, and it makes perfect sense, is look at your resistances. And you want to try to keep it above 75% or right at 75%, because a lot of elemental damage is why people die. Now let me show you guys how crazy this skill tree is. I'm sure everybody else right now is just crap their pants like, oh my god, that is a big ass skill tree. So let me show you how these look. I know this is going to hurt everybody's eyes. Don't try to follow the path. Just go with me from where I'm flowing at. So right now we got the Marauder, who's right here. This skill tree right here is the Duelist. Over here is the Ranger, Shadow, Witch, Templar, and then right dead in the center, as I told you, is the Scion. So, pretty big skill tree. It's very convoluted. So you want to be careful about what you get, and I'll just show you guys the Scion since I don't have her currently. I'll show you guys what I mean. Like look at all of her skills. Like, this is insane. This is literally all of her skills. This woman has... This woman just has crazy skills for days. Just I mean, what is there to say? I mean, really, truly, what is there to say? Like, the best skills of every class are right there. Isn't that the craziest? Isn't that the craziest part? Like, literally all of her skills. And look at this. Right off the bat. Like, right off the bat, and then I want you guys to look at this. This is, keep in mind, this is the Scion. This is any which way I could go. Like, that's the craziest part. Like, where you start at as the Scion, you could easily, very easily go around. Just go around and completely do a minion build with her. So okay, let's... And we're in the first area of Ray class. So like right where my character started, you have the tutorial area. I'm skipping the tutorial area just because you're just essentially, it shows you the mechanics of the game and how it works, and you know, nobody needs to see that. Like, I know that sounds harsh, but really, it's not. You guys will be fine. Believe me, you'll be fine. You're much better off without it. So let me see what I got. Oh, I did go to the coast. No, there's not a coast yet. Okay. So we're gonna run. Let me first check the chest. Let me check my stash. Is there anything that I can take? Doesn't look like I can take anything that'll help. Yep. Well, that's okay. Let me look at my passives. Oh, let me switch back over to here. There we go. Okay, let's stop that headache, because I don't want you guys to get a headache looking at that. Okay, so what do we got? We are going to focus on melee damage first. Focus on life and accuracy. Right. Let me see this. Armory, Mastery, Solidarity. Okay, that's more if I'm building a Juggernaut build. Never mind. Well, actually, that might work. Born to Fight. Okay, I know how to do this. I'm trying to figure out, because I'm building every character differently. So I'm trying to figure out on the skill tree, like, okay, how do I do each character? What the? How is Cleave not showing up? I've been having that problem lately where, like, oh, wait a minute. I think I know why it's not working. I probably don't have enough strength. Well, what is the point of me having that? I don't get this. Oh well. It don't make sense. Out of here. I got boots that don't even match. Oh, y'all want some too?
Mana is gone.
I'm gonna learn today. Not much better.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force of...
Show me the way, Khan.
Okay, what is this? This is 6 to 8. Yeah, I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to eat. No, I don't want that. Okay, we're going to unequip this, and we're going to equip this. You know what? Hang on. Going to move it up here manually. There we go. Now we got axes. See, this is why I get Raise Zombie as a skill, even for classes that I know will not properly level it up.
Please, kind soul.
It just makes it easier, because this is it's going to take a little bit.
Dominus wanted me to die. I will disappoint him.
Yes, I need this. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Alright, what do we need? We're going to do this. Good thing I got Ground Slam, because this move will actually help a lot. It's going to be my go-to move. Okay, this has better stats and slots for me to do stuff with. No. crap, I forgot about the Fire Fury.
My mana is gone.
There we go. Don't get any of that. Oh crap. Well, this is going horribly wrong. Get out of here. I figure the more I level up, the less time it'll take. Whoa, for a second there I thought my game was glitching. Okay, what do we need? What is this at? 2 to 10. I'm gonna re-equip my club. I'm better off keeping the club. So I've cleared most of that area. Like, I'm playing as the Marauder, not just to get this character out the way a little bit, but I want to give you guys essentially a basic idea of how this game kind of plays. Okay, so like the game's whole premise is you're not locked into one place. You don't have to really play a specific class per se, but it's recommended to kind of try to stay within the skill tree of whatever character you're playing as, because going any further would A, take up a lot of points, and B, you know, you'll end up with a messed up character that kind of isn't going to be very useful in the later parts of the game when you really need like a lot of dexterity or a lot of, you know, strength and melee. You know, you kind of got to play to, you kind of got to a fault play to whatever the character you're playing as is good at. There we go. We're doing pretty good. so far. I think once I unlock Cleave, that will really help. Because for right now, I'm just using Ground Slam to micromanage enemies around me. What is this? Do I need this? Nope. Oh wait, what do I have? Okay, no, never mind. Like, you'll notice me do that a lot. Like, I'll be using Ground Slam to micromanage enemies. That will come with time. Also, I know it's annoying to keep the map screen, like, in front of me. I do realize it's kind of annoying that I got the map screen in front of me like this, but I don't see very well with the way they got the mini-map layout, because, like, see, like, that just bothers me. I don't like it, but, like, it's also a great way for you guys to kind of see where I'm going as well, like, essentially following the path, if you will. Like, that just works out better to me. It works out better for me because I then am able to see what I'm doing and where I'm going. There we go. So let's open up the waypoint here. We're going to travel back to town. We're going to get rid of these. And now I've got some much better melee weapons to upend people with. Oh, I got stuck there for a second.
Hello.
And we're going to go all the way over here because one of the side quests that we have to get that we can complete in this act is getting a medicine chest. So we need to get a medicine chest for our people by the coast over there in the hideout. Not gonna lie, I feel very naked without having zombies or like other minions follow me around. But, you know, considering the Marauder is such a tanky class, it's not like over cumbersome, but it's very telling.
My mana is gone.
Ew. Okay, so where is it? So we're gonna move this up to here and take this out. That's all we're really gonna be doing. We're gonna be switching stuff for mana and health out. Oh crap. I was hoping not to hit this guy right away. There we go. So let's grab the medicine chest. There we go. Medium life flask. Okay, nothing I really need there. We're going to put you over there. And this over there. There we go. Right, okay. So, like they say, flask accordingly as one walkthrough guy was telling me and everybody else, like just flask accordingly to what your needs are. Also, did I mention that this game is pretty graphic in some areas? I feel like I should have gave that warning, but I didn't think about it. What does this have? 14. So we're going to unequip this, and we're going to put this in here. There we go, 18.
Has removed the eternal stain from this coast. The Empire's citizens decorate our meeting houses with their heads. Our warriors build homes for our families. Our families till the earth, fish the waters, fill the air with song. The Kadwi way is yet a seedling here, but it grows, gains in pride and power every day. Kalm has kept his promise. The time of the Kadwi has come.
Is forbidden. Dominus, my home, my family.
Yeah, there's a lot of story points, but I'm not going to get into all that unless you guys want to look that stuff up on your own. Yeah. See, now we're starting to do a little more damage. So now we're starting to take them out a little more. Oh, y'all want to keep throwing rocks at me, okay. There you go, now you're dead. Man, I do not remember the beach area being like this long. There we go. I feel like this beach area is just stretching on for miles. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much just because I am getting a lot of XP. But I'm just sitting here like, good grief, I wish I could speed this up a little bit. Okay. Ooh. Ow. Ooh.
I'd almost stopped believing in miracles.
Hell yes. We are putting in the work. And you know what? I'm going to change this because now that Smite has Ancestral Call, I'm going to switch that up a little bit. Just farming and stocking up supplies.
Yes?
So I can't do double strike. That's more a duelist move.
Got a job for you.
Okay, so we did pretty good. I'm gonna switch this out. I'll play as him later on and try to build him a little bit more. So, kind of see how the Marauder works. Now, let's see, who do I have left? Ah, play as the duelist. So what do we got for the duelist?
is it?
Now, with the duelist, it should be a little further.
Not the most pleasant of arenas, but it'll have to do for now.
Yeah, each character has an interesting backstory, or what little there is. See, there we go. Duelist is a little better. See, like I said, the duelist is a little bit faster and a little bit better. Ooh. Don't need a bow.
Please, kind soul.
I'm not quite doing the memory part yet. I'm not strong enough to do it. See, look how much quicker this is as the duelist. Like, that's one thing that I do give the class credit for is...
It seems this new arena suits me.
Whoa, that's far too much damage. I don't like that. Okay, good. I was sitting there, I was like, there is no way. There we go. Ooh! And that's actually kind of perfect because I need a shield. Oh yeah, that works out perfectly.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force.
There we go. I'll take it only because I may put it in the trade shop to work towards more scrolls of wisdom.
My spirits are spent.
Oh, I'm sitting there the entire time. I'm like, wait, where's my ground slam? And then I realized, oh wait, that's my marauder. Sometimes you catch yourself in those moments where it's like, wait, which character am I playing as? I just had that moment. And it was kind of embarrassing. Move that over to there. Well, let's go back to the town first.
What little help I can offer is yours.
Yay, one whole wisdom.
Yes?
I don't really need the arrow abilities, per se. Double strike, dual strike. I don't need dual strike. Oh, I can get ground slam.
My spirit is spent.
Man, this lineup. There we go. I'm not really worried about my mana so much right now. I'm gonna leave those shoes. I'm only gonna take these shoes just because I need something temporary. Ew, that was grody. Not interested. What the hell? Why is this area so damn big?
My spirit is spent.
Do y'all see how big this area is? That's crazy. There we go. That's crazy.
Calm has removed the eternal state.
I don't care, dude. That's insane. Like, that's the first time I've generated that map, and it's had an area that massive going out into the water. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna go sword and shield. I'm not gonna do anything fancy or crazy. With the support, lesser poison damage. Cleave and double strike. Yes. All the yes. I'm gonna sell it.
Hello.
Oh. Help if I purchased something that made sense. Okay. Caustic arrow. Pierce. Ancestral call. Wait a minute, where's lesser poison damage? Cause to bleed. What? Excusez-moi. No, that doesn't work with cleave. There we go. Now they're correct. So, chance for bleed. So, cleave will have chance of bleeding, which that's a pretty good stat to have when you're doing the... Whether it's the duelist or it's the marauder, you definitely want to put these two together, because it definitely makes a good opportunity, especially in the clutch when you're having a boss fight. Ancestral Call with Double Strike definitely will help you in a lot of situations. Like, I was testing it out, it worked pretty well. And Double Strike is a great ability anyway because, like, I mean, it eats through bosses' health pretty fast, and you have Ancestral Call. 2 or 3 enemies that are in front of you will just get knocked down with it. So, pretty great skill. So, building my character up the way he should be built. I'm running out of room.
Yes? Yes?
Wait.
Arrow, the merry goat.
Got a job for you.
Okay, we're at a pretty good point here. Ugh. Okay, so I've shown you guys how the duelist works and how the marauder works. Archery class, so it's pretty self-explanatory what you can do with her. Excuse me. Pretty self-explanatory for the Templar. So yeah, you've got many different ones, and of course, I don't need to show the shadow because you kind of saw that there's certain abilities that combine upon each other. And obviously, you know, in archery class, there's not really much to show beyond that. And you saw a lot of the ones, if you just kind of like pause and play, you'll kind of see a lot of different unique based arrow attacks. But I think what I will do, just because I feel like doing a little more with her, I am going to show you at least one variant of the witch class. Because I feel like I can't end this video without at least showing a little bit of what the witch can do. And we're gonna go with Julia the Damned. We're gonna go with Julia the Damned, and Julia is my occultist character that I'm building. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, the occultist is her subclass dealing with curses and chaos damage, and many others. And of course, you have many like Summon Holy Relic, Phantasm on Kill, which is a great one to have for the Templar, the Shadow, the Scion, and others that have intelligence-based abilities. So Ray Zombie, Phantasm on Kill, and Summon Holy Relic. Ooh, that spells doom for a lot of people. Fireball and Arcane Surge. And then you got Detonate Dead, which I don't necessarily need because it's a dexterity skill, but it's just fun to do like a trap making thing where I can set people up. And then you got Blight, which can play into Occultist or Elementalist. Contagion, which definitely plays into the Occultist class. And Infused Channeling, Summon Raging Spirit, and Minion Damage Support, which I don't even know why I have that, because it's not really going to do much, but I figure if I boost it up, it'll do something good. Maybe. And I want to show you guys, at least with the Witch, like how crazy this gets. I want you guys to look at this. Fireball, Magna Orb, Lightning Tendrils. That's actually a pretty good one. That's a great one that I probably could add to my occultist. Spark Ray Zombie. I don't know why Explosive Trap is part of her store selling, but yeah, there's that. There's Blight. Purifying Flame is a pretty decent one. I use that more for the Templar classes because obviously Fireball with like area fire damage like Consecrated Ground. Frost Wall, Animate Weapons, which is good for, like, I guess you could say a temporary minion class. You can animate any weapons that you don't pick up, you can animate in for like 37.50 seconds. They will fight alongside you. Raging Spirit is a temporary class, but you can just spam it and have like literally 20 of them just swarm enemies. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy class to work with. Holy Flame Totem, Contagion. Frost Bomb is one that I just started kind of using with my Elementalist. Orb of Storms is a pretty good one. Does like a forked lightning damage. Frost Bomb is one that I may put into play because part of the Occultist skill tree deals with cold damage, so I might try to use this later on and level it up. You know, pretty decent ability. It's a lot of decent, like, skills when you know how to build your characters up. But for now, let me... I think we'll go with the Mud Flats. We'll go with the Mud Flats and I'll show you guys, like, how crazy this gets. This is Blight. Summon Raging Spirits. Show you the zombies, because the zombies have to come with Contagion. Which one is that? Oh, that's Detonate Dead. So I'd have to have a corpse for that. Fireball. And we're going to summon our Holy Relic ahead of time. So yeah, you got a little floating relic. So, pretty good. I like our chances. So obviously I'm level 10, but I'm going to just spam through this, show you guys, like, Detonate Dead. There we go, Contagion. I'll use that. See, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. That's a beautiful skill. Fireball. And we're gonna raise our zombies. And there's our phantasms. So right there, all of y'all are just probably just sitting there like, oh my god. Yeah, you. That's why, like I said in the beginning, the witch is probably the one character that you're gonna look at and be like, holy crap, that is scary. Ooh, wait a minute, what is this? Oh, hell yeah. I'll equip that vine singlet. Oh, hell yeah, we'll keep that. I need more spaces. So as you can see, we got my little zomboys. Little zombie guys. So, I mean, it's pretty cool the way that they got this game set up. So yeah, that about does it for that, guys. There is a whole bunch of other ones. And I'll show you the witch's skill tree. I mean, this is what I've got thus far. I mean, just an avalanche. And technically, I can raise one more zombie. So see, I can have 4 zombies on the field at once. It's, like I said, the witch is made to be that class that you can start out with, and it's not a bad class to start out with because, like I said, she's very versatile. You can do a lot of cool things with her. She's a very comfortable class to start out with. So I like playing as the witch. So that's pretty much Path of Exile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just thought, you know what, I got time to kill and I kind of wanted to run through 1 or 2 of my characters. You know, do a little bit of testing and stuff, and I thought, you know what, I'll just do essentially like an hour and a half, 2 hour video, just kind of giving you an idea of how in-depth this game is. So, for those of y'all that have either an Xbox or a PlayStation, if you want to find this, you can download it. It's absolutely free. The only microtransactions or anything is just like cosmetic stuff. They don't make you pay to win, so to speak. So, I call that a win-win. It keeps people invested. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to stop the video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this, you know, little playthrough / setup video for Path of Exile. Let me know if you guys want to see more of Path of Exile, because I will absolutely play this game. Oh, excuse me. I will absolutely set this up, and I will make sure that you guys get what you need, you know, out of the channel. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. So have a good weekend, guys, and I will see y'all come May, or maybe if I decide to do another video between now and then. You know, it's kind of up in the air.